first spawn of blackbirds. Should it become necessary to evacuate the theatre, the fire exits are located on the left-hand side of the theatre. May I please remind you that the use of photographing and recording equipment is not permitted in this theatre. Can I also please remind you to switch off all mobile phones? Thank you and enjoy the show.
Shock.
Yes, of course. Now.
And
Wait.
you were busy.
Yes. Still am busy. I'm one of our managers. We're in the middle of something. So am I. I will be sent for. I will be called away. I'm still needed.
Don't people have homes?
Homes.
Outside. To go to, homes to go to. They're still working, it's late.
We're finishing soon. They'll be going soon. An order came in delayed. Of course, we had to process it no matter how late. Time's not a consideration. We have to process the order and dispatch. It's a very quick turnaround.
Do they go home when you tell them?
No. I make sure. When the work's done, I have to make sure.
What do you actually make here?
It's dentistry, sometimes
Because
pharmacy.
the name on the front you can't tell. Like one of those low buildings you pass. I passed on the motorway on the way here. Low buildings, always one story and cars parked outside. No clue what's happening inside. Only a digital clock thing on the outside telling what the temperature is. This is like that. The barrier at the gate. This is where you eat.
No. Not in here, not me. It's the staff.
They shouldn't leave it like this. The floor. It's too full. Where do you eat?
Are you on your own?
Yes, you mean alone?
Yes, by yourself.
Yes.
Can you tell me why you've come here for?
Did I get breaks?
No. It's too late now.
I don't want anyone walking in here. We won't be interrupted.
What is there to interrupt? What are you wanting? I haven't got much time. But to be honest,
What?
I don't have to be in here. You know that, don't you? You're aware of that. I don't have to stay in here. Do I?
No.
I don't have to listen. I don't have to say anything. So, a few minutes, a couple of minutes, then you will have to go. Because I will be needed back.
Watch! They haven't finished that. Someone's just left it there. You could say something about that.
They're being taught. They're constantly being taught. Why don't we go outside?
Where?
Out of here, outside.
I'm fine here.
The car.
You pushed me in here.
I didn't push you.
Out of sight.
I didn't push you. I brought you in here.
They'll wonder who I am, will they?
Still sorry, so yes.
You kept me waiting, Peter. I was standing there for... Oh.
What do you want, will you?
Close the door.
No.
Can I close the door?
The door stays open.
Why?
I don't want it.
There's a draft.
We're going outside now.
Close the door.
I think this is better outside.
There's a cold draft. I don't like it. I'll close it then. The door's closed. people who just... They expect other people to clean up after them. I saw a man. He dropped a can, an empty can, beer can, and a crisp packet on the pavement. Just dropped it. Didn't care about it, just let it fall. I told him to pick it up. He thought I was joking.
Will you?
He was with a woman. Bitch, she called me, defended him, and he laughed all.
How did he find me?
It was a photo in a magazine.
Well, what magazine?
Trade magazine, promotional. Some glossy magazine thing. In a waiting room, a doctor's waiting room. Do you know the thing I'm talking about? There was you on the back of it on a photo with a group of people. A team. They called you a team. You'd won an award, some excellence or performance.
So what? You saw this photograph? You saw this photo?
Do you have friends? Friends?
Yes!
What, new
Of course
friends
I
or
have.
the same old friends? Your eyes are red.
What did you feel?
Don't rub them.
A photo, so you drove here?
Yeah, you want to see it?
No, I don't want to see it.
But you know the thing I'm talking
Yes.
about. Stop rubbing them.
They hurt.
Because you're
I
rubbing
rub them
them.
because they hurt. It's the only thing that stops them hurting. You drove here.
Yes.
How long did it take you? I don't believe.
Is it me? Am I making that happen? Are you allergic to me? You're not going to talk?
We're going to walk outside. On your feet. When you get up, please, we're going inside. We're going to walk.
I wrote you letters.
Letters, I haven't got any letters.
They were never sent.
What did they say? When was this?
I wasn't meant to send them. They told me the people who helped me, who afterwards, to write you a letter. Letters. Telling you what I thought of you, what I felt, wanted to say, to not let you have a win, authority, and it was...
Authority!
I wrote hundreds. Pull out your eyes. I wrote that I wanted to pull out your eyes. Wrote poke them out, stamp on them. The eyes that had looked at me. The hands, to... all kinds of things. I've still got them.
Yeah.
The best ones. I still read them sometimes. The fury in them. Then I had to write about hope. They got me to write about hope. What I was free to do now. What I was able to do. What the future would be. The promising future. The promise the future held. In spite of you. Despite you. Regardless of you. You didn't answer. New friends or did your old friends stand by?
What do you?
I think
6-7 hours to drive here for what?
because in that photo your eyes.
To make me suffer.
I won't call that your eyes suffering. Rub them more then. Harder.
I didn't need to talk to you. I could have walked away. I'm under no.
So this man.
What man?
The man who dropped the litter. It wasn't the litter, it's not the litter, the dirtying. It's the man. The person doing that. Because he hasn't been schooled, educated, civilised enough. And I thought, if I walked into his house and dropped litter on his carpet, but the streets, the pavements, they're not my house. So, I don't care about the streets. I just thought, you are a beast. No one has ever cared for you properly. And you're too stupid. Too stupid to even know that. Or you wouldn't let other people see what you are. You do not even know you exist. I asked to speak to Peter, and Ray appeared.
This was pointless. Absolutely pointless. Can you see that? Can you not see that? Who told you to do this? Who advised this?
No one.
The people who helped you.
I stopped seeing them years ago. They're not there forever.
The doctor. What do they call it? A confrontation. A face-to-face. I didn't agree to this.
No.
To get what? You don't have the right to my humiliation where I work. Where people are, my colleagues, work colleagues, walking in asking for me. I've nothing to say to you. You're some kind of ghost turning up from nowhere. Go home. Go. Please. Leave me alone. Go home.
Do you think I still live in the same city?
I don't know. I don't know where you live. How would I know that?
I do.
Get out of here.
Never moved.
Go back there.
I do feel like a ghost. I feel like a ghost. Everywhere I go. I wrote that in my letters too. You made me into a ghost. People talked about me as if I wasn't there. Wouldn't let me speak.
Go outside. Go. I'm telling you, listen to me. Walk out into the air. Breathe air. Get in your car. And stop being a ghost. You will live again because this should never have happened. Because are you feeling any better? Is this doing you good?
Yes.
Then that is, I can't say anything to you beyond. How the hell is this good? Tell me. Except you don't know what you want. You don't know why you told her it was.
No one, I told you.
Then I don't care.
Where are you going?
No,
Don't
it's
go.
not my responsibility.
I will follow you.
Do what you want. If this is help. Look, stay away from me. You need help.
Ray, don't leave me here.
I have things I have to do. I have to check things. And after tonight, when I leave, I have to be in places. People rely on me.
What? What are you doing?
The thing is, I'm not going to issue you either.
I am, of course I am.
Didn't recognise you.
Yes, you did.
I didn't, I don't know.
Your face went white.
Not.
Drained white.
Not when I first saw you. I didn't know you were. There's a woman here to see her. That's all I was told.
When I said...
Yes. Yes, but I know the name. I remember the name. Jesus, the name. You could be a friend of theirs. Your hair's a different... A journalist.
I'm not.
A reporter. I don't know. I don't know what any of this is meant to be.
How many other 12-year-old girls have you had sex with?
No.
Do you want to see the birthmark? You kissed it. Or what you said to me on the beach, pointing across the sea to Holland. Or on the bed, in that bedroom. None. We change 12-year-olds, we grow up to be older, so think!
None.
Just me. In that room. I thought it'd be harder to look at you. to talk. I nearly turned back. But it's not. It's easy. And I would have recognised you anywhere. With my back to you. I saw your eyes before I even said your name. I saw you. You have someone? You live with someone? You don't want to tell me. I know you're with a woman. The way I was looked at outside, the way you were looked at when I walked towards you. A good woman, does she?
I will not talk about him with you.
Is she expecting you home?
Do you want me to say something? Is there anything you want me to say now?
Does she know about me?
I will not say anything about my life. Who is in my life? That's what I want to find out, and I don't know why you would want that. But you're getting nothing. Do you understand? Do you understand?
My dad died. You didn't know? Didn't reach you? 6 years ago. Maybe you weren't here, maybe you were somewhere else.
I was here. How?
You tripped. Steps. And deteriorated. You never got over it. You were a guest in our home. I was his baby. He invited you as a guest into his home. He tried to find you.
He knew what I was the first 4 years.
He wanted to kill you. Not a second thought. He said it all the time. He would have killed you.
What's in there? What's in your bag?
I need it.
Give it to me.
What?
Yes, what are you doing? Don't. You want to kill me?
I was going to Kleenex you to death. And that's acid, not water.
Peter? It's fine.
When I saw it, the photo, it's not clear, but I knew it was you. I tore it out, took it home, kept looking at it. The name below, Peter. Peter, I couldn't, I'm so stupid sometimes. You changed your name.
Yes.
Is that difficult?
No, it's very easy.
But I mean to decide on a new one, choose a new name. Is it hard? Do you go through how many before you decide? Do you make a list?
Chose a name at random.
How?
From the phone book.
Pin the tail on the donkey.
Cat.
What's your full name? Peter what? Peter... I can ask outside.
Trevelyan.
Peter Trevelyan. Peter Trevelyan, where the hell did that come from?
Under tea was necessary.
But Jesus, Trevelyan, God, that's to the manor born, the silver spoon. From a phone book at random. Were you delirious? Delusions of grandeur? Because Jesus, the rich sleep with underage girls too. Young girls ruin their lives too. In fact, the rich must have as much sex with underage girls as the poor. They must be neck and neck. But if it does the job, does it? Command respect and help you.
Okay!
Forget!
Enough!
They don't know any of them out there, do they? Or she, the lady of the manor? No one!
She knows.
She knows?
Yes.
How does she know?
I told her.
What, everything?
The facts.
My age?
Yes.
Your sentence?
Yes.
When, at the start of the...
Yes. We've been together 7 years.
What did you tell her? What? Tell me what you told her.
When I was 40, I had a legal relationship. I had sex with a minor.
And she was fine with it?
No, of course not. I told her what my life was like. That wasn't in a good way. I had problems. I couldn't handle them. I gave in. I broke apart.
Did you?
I made the biggest, most stupid mistake of my life.
And you told her it was
What?
a 3-month stupid mistake you made? That you ran away with me, that too?
And that I pulled myself up. I got back on track. You laugh. You don't believe it. That's fine. That's fine with me. I don't need you to.
She believes you. You managed to make her believe.
Because she loves me.
What's wrong with her? There must be something wrong with her.
Do not say that. Don't talk about it. She's helped me.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you want children?
That's not funny.
Do you see me laughing? No. I think it is. In that photo, there's nothing. Nothing in your face. Smiling. You've forgotten you've...
Yes, I have.
10 years later, 8 years, now, your name would be on the register. You'd be there. Ray would be there. You wouldn't be able to forget Peter. You couldn't. No one would let you. It wouldn't just be me. People would be surrounding your house.
I'm living my life. A new life that I fought
Did you
for
ever
because
think about me?
I have every right. I
What
can
was
live as
happening
far away
to
as I
me?
like. You think I should live it every
When
day?
that judge,
This
and
is-
when my parents
You
told
can't.
me 6
I'm
years,
entitled to something to live.
I did the sentence. I did your sentence. For 15 years. I lost everything. I lost more than you ever did. Because I never had time to begin. We never moved that house in that street. I was pointed at, stared at, and laughed at. I lost all my friends. I kept my name. I had to keep my name. Yes, I relive it every day.
If you want me to, whatever it is you want me to, I've taken you seriously. But if you tell me, you can't think about it every day.
I don't have to think. It's there.
Is that why? No, it's ladies. You don't have friends, people
Of course I have friends.
who know that you do this.
Yes.
And they listen.
Yes.
What kind of friends are they? What kind
Do
of...
not talk about my
They
friends.
allow this, they actually... Oh, it's away from you, Annie. How this went. On the outside, did they drive you away? Are they...
I'm not with anyone. How many times do I have to tell you?
Do you a partner?
That is nothing to do with this.
Does anyone care about it at all? I've done the same. I brought you in here and let you talk and listen
What
to me.
about the photos?
What do you do? Do you work? Are you able to work?
The
Are you taking
photos.
time off? What photos?
The photos that you took of me in your flat. Where are they? They never found them. The police never found them.
Hey,
I've seen websites. Hundreds on websites. Hundreds of 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. Younger. Photographed on beds, in bedrooms, and... Am I one? Because some of those photos go back to the 70s, you can tell by the room, and people, men, scan them, and they... Some of those kids will be adults now. And
I burnt them.
Did you?
Yes, of course I did. No one ever saw them. I burnt them before we left, and they weren't. You were wearing your clothes, jeans.
Sitting on your sofa, lying down. They're the same photos on those...
Those sights! Like those people, those sick bastards. I was never one of them. I was never... You've been told I was, I am. They called me that. What are you doing?
I need to get out.
No.
Let
I was never there.
me out!
Wait.
Let me.
I need a minute. Sit down.
Move away.
Sit down!
Move away!
Listen to me.
Move over there.
I spent 3 years in hell and more.
Yes?
What they call me. Spat and kicked shit. Human shit thrown in my face. You know I wasn't one of them.
How?
You know.
I don't know you. I don't know anything about you. Except that you abused me. Didn't you? Didn't you?
Yes, but...
There's no but.
Let me...
There is no but.
Yes, I did. But...
Jesus.
I didn't...
Didn't what?
They said in court. Made it sound. Made it look. I selected you. I chose them. That day at the barbecue when we talked for the first time, I didn't come to you know. When we spoke for the first time, it wasn't...
Was that her?
Yes. Can I have some water? I don't know why he invited me. If I said hello to him on the street when I saw him. I was in his car once. I was surprised when he asked me if I wasn't going to come. Didn't know anyone there or neighbours. But my windows were open. I could smell the barbecue. 5 doors away, the smoke. It wasn't too because of you. I seen you around in the street, but
you were
not...
looking at me at the barbecue.
No.
I saw you.
I wasn't.
I felt you.
I looked at you. I wasn't looking.
I made up with my friend.
You were sitting on your own, not talking to anyone. That's what I was watching. People came up to you and you gave them nothing. It's right, you had me with your friend.
I used to think after, if she'd not fallen out with me, if she'd been there, it could have been her.
How many people were there? How many guests? 15, 20. In your garden, your parents' small garden. And you know when you are. A person knows when they're aroused by children. I read this.
You read it?
Yes.
There's a handbook.
There's...
A checklist?
Because when you're aroused by children,
I read some of those books too.
So have I. As many as I could find. Yes, it was a checklist. Yes. To find out. To learn the facts.
Facts?
The facts, the patterns, the cycle.
Cycle?
Of
abuse.
Yes.
Can't you say it?
Abuse. Abuse. There's figures.
Were you abused as a child?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. For God's sake, oh, I feel sick. I think I remember that. The lawyer asked me if I had been. It was better for me if I had been. It was better for everyone if I had been. I read those books. I thought about my life. To be sure, I wasn't one of them, because for years, being told, being asked to ask myself, interrogate myself, being given no... Because when you are, when kids, when underage people do it for a person, they stay away, they distance themselves, they're a threat. Because they love them, but they love them too much to want to show that they try to protect them. If you are around, do desire, wants to feed that desire, they find ways. They're always looking for ways to be near them, to lay them. These people are very, very careful, are very, very distant. The greater the deception, the greater the risk, the more they enjoy it.
Did you memorise these books?
It was a hot day, the day of the barbecue. And I had a pair of shorts on. My only pair of shorts. I only ever owned one pair of shorts at a time. I wear one pair until they're old, and then I buy new ones because I don't wear shorts.
Are you?
I never wear shorts unless it's very hot. And they were tight shorts. It was the start. Don't smile, but I'm trying to tell you. I remember these shorts.
Do you hear yourself? Your tight shorts. Do you know how ridiculous?
If I had an erection, aroused, I was standing beside you, I would have walked away or sat down. I would have, because when I had an erection, those shorts, it was obvious. You couldn't miss. Any person looking could plainly see. Any guest would have seen. They would have. And I know it's not the only indication, but for me it is. When I'm turned on, I go out. I go out immediately. But I stayed there and talked to you. You were someone's neighbour's daughter who was annoyed at the world that day. Not a target. I was seeing a woman. And I know these people can have relationships and still do what they do, but most of them not. They don't. They're loners, they're incapable.
My parents thought you were...
What?
Shy, a bit dull, and a loner. Why you hadn't brought your girlfriend? My dad said you could...
She wasn't my girlfriend.
You saw a lot of her.
I only saw her a few months. I remember her name. She was dull.
She attacked me once. A couple of years later, I was walking down the street with my mother and she came up to me and slapped me across the face.
She says you used to glare that you were after me. You'd hang around on the street beside my car.
I made up with my friend and I told her about you. You looking at me, you talking to me, flirting.
That was you, not me. The notes, you wrote notes. You put them on the windscreen wipers of my car. Your girlfriend's ugly. She has a glass eye. Always one sentence. She laughs like a donkey.
That is not.
And others. Remember the barbecue? That was one. I had to tell you to stop it, and you said, what was I talking about? You pretended not to know.
I did stop. I stopped writing them. I'd have done anything you asked. I wanted you to be my boyfriend. I wanted to sit beside you in your car and be driven into town and for people to see us, see me. I took a Polaroid of you with my friend and we kissed it. Put it on my pillow and lay beside it. Any excuse. Came out with some cake and biscuits that my mother had made. Asked you to sponsor me for a sponsored walk. I was shameless. You didn't stop that. All you had to do was tell my parents. A stupid girl with a stupid crush. But you didn't.
You
let it start.
You weren't stupid.
If I wasn't stupid, I would have known what was happening. But I was too young. I was too in love. Too stupid not to have been older, not to have the awareness, the experience. I didn't ask difficult questions. I didn't have any questions to ask. I wanted anything you wanted. I was desperate to please, eager to please. Yes, I said yes and I kept saying yes.
You don't remember yourself.
Oh.
What you were like.
What was I like?
Strong.
What does that mean?
Headstrong.
Don't.
Determined.
Don't.
When we started to talk, fucking alone, you told me about yourself. I discovered. You surprised me. You made me laugh.
Laugh? What did I do? Pull faces? Tickle you?
You were older than that. That woman I see.
Older?
Yes, with that stupid laugh.
How older?
You knew about love.
Oh.
You knew more about love than she did, than I did. You knew what you wanted. Oh, so impatient. You couldn't wait to start menstruating. You told me that. You were sick of being treated like a child. The last thing you wanted was to be told you were a child.
That is what children say!
You weren't like other children.
Oh, God. I was a girl. A virgin. An untouched body. Having it to yourself. Being the first. Teaching me. Showing me. Coming inside me. What could I have given you that wasn't my 12-year-old body? What else was there? There was nothing else!
There was.
Oh.
For me, there was. In prison, the sessions, the group sessions, the raking over of everything, what went wrong, what was missing. My status, my lack of status, the anger, blaming others, the urge to destroy, because that's what they told me to do. Destroyed you, your family, my parents, my life. And what drove me wasn't the love. I felt something deeper, something wrong. You're on my mind all the time. And I couldn't get you out. And I gave into it. Everything. Every day was about how I could meet you. Talk to you. I left work early. I worked in my car in the street. Took things apart, put them back together. Just to... The end, it was perfect. But you'd be there. And we could talk, and it was fine. It was in the open, and no one thought anything about your parents, the kids that played there. But it wasn't enough. I had to be alone with you. You remember the codes, the signals we had, just to meet, to talk, to just speak. You remember. I'd phone your parents' house wondering.
It meant that she wasn't there. You were on your own.
I can't face it right.
I've forgotten that. And you'd be there to meet me. In the park. The public park.
It's the only place we could meet.
The first time in the park. I was so excited. Because you were mine. I ran. Because you'd be there. You were sitting on a bench reading a newspaper. And the first thing you said to me, you said, I had to walk past, I wasn't to sit down. I knew why.
It was ridiculous. Stupid place to meet. I hadn't thought about it, I didn't think, I didn't know what was happening to me. And you.
I walked into the bushes.
He disappeared. He started calling out my name. Ray! Come here, Ray. And there was a man walking along the path. He called out again. He looked at me and he laughed. He hadn't seen you. He didn't know, only heard your name. Ray! Ray! Come here, Ray. And I'd been seen and I could still explain it. Up to that moment, I would still be believed. I could walk away and stop everything.
But you didn't.
No. Couldn't. Whatever was happening. whatever I was thinking, thought, was in me. Made me believe I loved you. Made me walk across the grass on my knees, crawl under the branches and hold your hand and kiss you.
And lay beside me, open my shirt and touch my breasts. Unzip yourself and take out your prick.
Not the first time.
Oh, I'm sorry. You gentlemen. Not the first time. The second, the third time. Oh, both of us laying on a blanket. That blanket. I thought that was for me.
It was.
It was so that twigs and earth wouldn't stick to my clothes so no one would suspect.
I didn't want us to get caught. I never loved, never desired anyone that age again, ever.
Just me.
Yes, just you. Never came up with a trial. The park, the bushes, the blanket. I always wondered why.
I never told them.
Why?
I don't know. You didn't either.
No, they'd have given me 10 years.
I was only in court for a day. Behind that screen. No one told me what was said. Had to stay at a relative's house, no television, no newspapers. No one told me about the trial. Even now my mother won't. What was the name of the town where we went? There was a beach. We drove there to get the ferry. What was the name?
Why?
It was winter, the shops were shuttered. What was its name? We walked along the beach. It was cold. We held hands. We could do that because it was dark. You pointed out to sea, across the sea to where we were going. There it is. Can you see it? You got a room at a guest house. I had to stand behind you as you paid the woman. Keep my head down and run up the stairs. Did you know her, that woman?
No.
I always thought you didn't know her.
No, how would I? Why? What?
There were twin beds.
Okay.
Why not?
I've told you why I don't.
I do.
We both know why.
I don't. I don't know everything. You don't. You don't know anything. I want you to know what I have done for you.
What you've done for me.
What was the name of the town?
Tynmouth.
Twin beds. A TV. Nothing else. The window looking out to sea. We undressed. We had sex on one of the beds. I don't know how long for. I saw how much pleasure it gave you. I liked I could do that. We did it twice. Fucked twice. You turned me around for the second time. You made so much noise. We lay in each other's arms afterwards. I don't even know if I came. Did I come? I cried a bit. My parents would be looking for me, phoning my friend maybe at the school, asking where I was, why I hadn't come home, had anyone seen me? You said you wanted cigarettes. You were going to find a shop, a pub. I wanted to come with you, but you said no. I was to wait there, wait for you. You'd be 5 minutes. And then you touched me. You kissed me. Between my legs. Your tongue. Both my breasts. You'd be back in no time. I listened to your footsteps going down the stairs. I wrapped the blanket around me and ran to the window. I wanted chocolate. Shout to you. But whatever I ate then, sweets. Shout to you, chocolate. But you were already at the gate. The window wouldn't open. I tried to shout, but you were already on the street, walking down the street. You didn't hear me. I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I was sore between my legs, but I felt wonderful. You weren't back yet, but I was so happy. My man would be back soon and he would have chocolate for me. I didn't need to ask him. You knew and you would bring it to me. But he still didn't come. The room was cold. I got dressed and went over to the window. The car was still there across the road. I could hear talking downstairs, not clearly, but voices. I went downstairs, the front door was closed. The sound was a TV coming from another room, the voices were from the TV. I knocked on the door. Nothing happened, no one was there. I opened the front door and went out, and there was a shout as I was closing it. The woman I opened saw her running towards me, and I shut the door and ran out to the gate and into the town and ran. I got into the centre of town. It was late, 10 on the church clock. The ferry left at midnight. There wasn't long, and you were nowhere. I saw a shop open, lights. I asked inside if a man had tried to buy cigarettes. He told me to get out, he thought I was trying to buy cigarettes. I tried to describe it, but he wouldn't listen. And then the pub, the first pub. You being there, having a drink and a smoke. But I couldn't go in. I had to, all my courage, wait till 2 men went in and follow behind them, looking for you, looking around. All these men shouting and laughing and asking me what I was doing there. And you lost, Hinny. I said, my dad. The man behind the bar asked me, I said, in trouble, and you were my dad. I told him what you looked like, what you were wearing. He'd seen you'd been in. Smoked a cigarette, had a drink, and then gone. He was concerned, the man. He asked me my name and I told him. He wanted to walk with me, help me look. I said, no, I'm fine. I kept walking. The next pub, the next. Everyone's face turning to look at me, shouting and laughing. I walked on and on, another pub, people shouting, pointing, laughing and telling me to get out. I walked past houses, getting further from the sea. I walked 10 paces, ran 10, you'd be at the next corner, the next, and every car was you. The houses had stopped. I was at the end of town. The road carried on. I looked out into the dark countryside. I'd walked too far, I'd gone too far, and you'd be back at the guest house wondering where I was, and I ran back, and at first I thought I was lost, and then I wasn't. I could see the clock above the roofs, and I ran towards it, and it was 11:30. We could still make the ferry, and I ran, and I got to the guest house, and your car was gone. I ran up and down the cars checking in. You were nowhere. My bag was in your car with all my clothes, with everything, and you were gone. My passport in my pocket. I didn't know what to do. I waited. Sat on a bench. I was freezing and hungry. I didn't know what I'd done. I didn't know why you'd gone. You'd left me. Or something terrible had happened. You'd been killed or drowned or... I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. We wouldn't believe him. We wouldn't be on the ferry. But you wouldn't have left me. You wouldn't have done that. And then I heard midnight. And you weren't coming. And I was alone. A woman talked to me, saw me across the road and came over. A man and a woman walking their dog. They asked me why I was there, where I lived, who was looking after me. They took me back to their house, gave me blankets and phoned my parents. I lay on the sofa, listening to her, talking to my mother, and the police were there with her. I felt sick. I wanted to die. You'd left me. I'd have to face all of them. Everyone, all of them, alone. I protected you, defended you, stayed true. I told them you hadn't touched me, you'd done nothing wrong. I was a runaway, desperate to escape my family, my house, my parents. You'd given me a lift in your car, you'd helped me escape. I'd asked you, begged you. You'd given me a lift and left me there. You wouldn't know any of this. They wanted to do tests, take samples out of me. Doctors, police. I refused. No one was going to touch me. I shouted and screamed. I wanted you back. They drugged me, held me down, and injected me. Opened my legs and took out your cum. Evidence. They asked me what you'd done to me, and then they told me what you'd done when I wouldn't. You'd got what you wanted. That's why you disappeared. And my mother screaming at me, and the police, and a woman psychiatrist who always spoke so quietly. Adults lie. They want things from people and they lie to get it, and they don't even know that. They do not know themselves. I had to ask her to repeat what she'd said. I couldn't hear her sometimes. Did I know what I'd done? Did I know that I'd hurt people who loved me? Did I want to hurt them? And for days, what had you said? What had you promised me? What words had you used? And in court, I sat behind that screen and I spoke. I cried. You heard me. I cried more than I spoke. And then I'd said too much. The lawyers were furious. It wasn't what they wanted. But I couldn't help it. It was you. You were there and I couldn't see you, so I had to shout. I had to let you know. You'd left me. You'd left me alone. Bleeding. You'd left me in love. And afterwards, my parents came home. Not home, to the relative's house. I sat on the bed and waited. They were silent. They didn't move. I sat and waited. I thought maybe you'd been let go. You'd been let off. You'd be coming to live beside us again. Until later, my dad told me 6 years. And in the night, I woke up and my mother was leaning over me, shouting that they'd been tried, she'd been on the standard. My dad had to take her out of the room, pull her out of the room. And the judge, what he said about me, you'll remember that I had suspiciously adult yearnings. When my mother told me that, I didn't even know what it meant. And we never moved. To shame me or to punish me. So I'd be pointed at and slapped in the street. Or because the psychiatrist said it was better for continuity. I hate the life I've had. You wouldn't know that. I wanted you to know that. I knew you'd forget about me.
I wrote you a letter after hearing this one. They let me send one. Did you get it?
I didn't get any letters.
They told your parents
What did it say?
to forgive me, apologising, explaining what I learned from myself. There was another letter. One they wouldn't let me send. Thought it'd be good for you to read. I came back. I was coming back. I bought.
Coming back?
Yes, I did buy cigarettes.
Is this what you tell yourself?
That's what happened. I did buy cigarettes.
Is this what you use
No.
to smile in a photo?
No, listen. There was a pub. Listen. I needed a drink. I needed time. I needed to think, to plan, to bury the passports. How to explain, to say. I needed a drink. I needed courage. What's going to happen? But I walked around for a while, the streets behind me. I knew you were waiting for me. But I had to. Until I was back there at the guest house, looking up at the window, the light in the window. The woman was there, stripping the sheets. She said, "You'd gone, you'd ran off. What was happening?" I walked out. You went at the car where I thought you'd be, or the beach. I shouted for you. I thought you were hiding. Drove into town looking for you. Couldn't find you. I didn't know where you'd go or why you'd gone. I started to panic. I thought the police would appear any minute around my car. I packed. I went back into the same. Not another drink. He didn't move. The man there, the same man who saved me, just stared at me. He asked me about my daughter, and I found my daughter. And I said, yes, I had, she was fine. And there was another man beside me. Asked me if I had a daughter and what was her name. And then another man was getting up from the chair. The first one leaned over the back, tried to get... I pulled away, swore at them, told them. 3, 4 of them after me. I ran out, 2 kept chasing me. I ran. I hid somewhere. I hid there for, I don't know, an hour. The clock struck midnight. Back to the car and drove away. Didn't know where to go. Went to Newcastle. To where the ferry left from. If maybe you somehow gone there, waited for me there. Right till dawn. Then I knew it was over. Kept driving. Didn't know where to go. I drove west. Heard the news on the radio, safe and well. Found in time out by a couple walking the dog. Police were hunting me into my car. They gave out the license plate number. Drove to the coast. Came to the small roads, parked the car, left the car behind. Walked. That's all the way there. Down the phone box, phoned the police. Waited there till they came. I would never have left you.
There's no difference. Leaving or coming back, there's no difference.
There is. For me, there is.
Better for you. Easier for you.
It's not easy. It's the lawyer.
Why say it now?
The lawyer said it sounded better if I'd left you there. That I'd run from you and never to return because of what it would sound like to a jury. Be made to sound like. I was going back for more. Because what else would I be going back to you for? When I couldn't find you that night, I thought something must have happened. I knew you wouldn't leave me. I thought someone had taken you, someone was after you, and thought maybe I should go to the police. When they found me, I was on the floor of the phone box, crying my eyes out, because I had lost you, I hadn't protected you. It does make me feel better that I was coming back, it does. Whoever I was then makes me feel better.
Why didn't you send a letter?
I told them they wouldn't let me.
There must have been some way.
No.
What's happened? What's happened?
I don't.
Is there something wrong?
No, I have to
What's going on?
I have to go straight here.
Where are you going?
I have to go find out, stay. I'll be 1 minute. It's probably power fairly, but wait.
Okay. Ray? Ray?
They're unbelievable.
Who?
Them, all of them are left.
All of them?
Yes, to go home.
Are we locked in? Are we...
No, I have keys. I lock up.
Why didn't they tell you?
No, they're stupid bastards. One of them, what's wrong? One of them must have just not funky.
You lock up?
I have keys, I'm usually the last.
You lock up tonight?
Yes, why?
Are you the
What?
night watchman, the security?
No.
The caretaker, the
No.
janitor? They must think you had to leave your life.
I'm not.
You haven't finished.
I am not.
You better start.
In a shirt
Oh,
and
God.
trousers like these.
You've got some
and
kind of
shoes.
fixation.
Didn't say caretaking team on the phone. What do you mean, fixation? What?
Trousers, shorts.
What are you talking about? I have a position here.
I don't know who I'm looking at.
I worked to get this. I worked to get you.
Do you know?
Everything was close to me. Finished.
Does anyone?
I slaved not to be a janitor, a caretaker, a drunk, a waste, to rescue something from me.
You haven't changed. You still just talk to get, lie, and don't even know you're doing it.
Shut up.
I don't know what to believe, Ray. There's so much to choose from. Do you live in here?
What?
Maybe all the
What are you
food's
talking
yours.
about?
This is yours. You live in here and you eat here and you never leave. You never... You have no one.
I have someone.
You live here and you eat here and you...
I found someone.
Does she know? Does she know you were coming back to me? Did you tell her that?
I wanted to.
You haven't told her, have you? You haven't told her anything!
I wanted to, but I wouldn't. I have a life. I've done better than anything I could imagine. From that phone box, from that crying on his knees. My parents, family. When I was inside, the friends, nothing for me. But I found her and I'm the luckiest, most grateful man.
Can I meet her?
No.
Why? I want to meet her. I'm not stupid, Ray. You said I wasn't stupid. I want to meet her. This wonderful woman who'd never forgive you if she knew. Describe her to me. What does she look like?
No.
Come on, what does she look like? Is she pretty, attractive, tall, short, blonde, brunette, smart, or stupid, ignorant? You coward.
Why don't you shut your mouth?
I hate to be her. Is she? How old is she? What's the age difference? How much?
1 year, she's 1 year older than me.
So she's old like you, she's 60.
She's not 60.
You're almost 60. Did she still turn you on? Is she still sexy?
Yes.
What does she do?
Oh, Jesus.
Come on! What do you like? All that sagging skin. What does she do best?
You are ill, you
I'm
are...
not ill. I'm not ill! No! No!
You all right?
Don't come near me. You have on your shirt something that's wet or food or...
Jesus.
What is it?
I don't know. Jesus. By accident. Nothing. Be another shirt. Tired.
I'm tired too.
I started at 6.
It's a long day.
Double shift.
You used to like good clothes. That jacket you had.
Don't know what happened to that.
The clothes now you...
I know. Cheap. Pay's not great. They don't pay me enough for what I do. I should ask for more. I like what you're wearing.
Where's the water? I have a job. I work. Before I travelled for a few years, now I work. Make good money. Drink in moderation, no eating condition. A few friends. Not many. My flat could be bigger. I'm a terrible driver. But my car runs perfectly.
How's your mother? Do you see her?
I've no choice, she sees me. She keeps a close watch. Still won't trust me. If she knew the colour her face would go. My mother, she began to find me boyfriends a few years ago to ask around eligible men, sons of neighbours, friends. She'd invite them round to the house and we'd drink tea. It was like the 19th century. Because I slept with a lot of men before that. A lot. And when I was unhappy, when I'd had enough, when when I'd made my parents suffer enough. Because I'd tell them. I told them in detail what I did with those men. I stopped.
How many?
You don't think I'd keep count, do you?
I don't know. You, mate.
83.
Do you have anyone now?
Yeah.
He doesn't know you're here.
No. I didn't tell him. I never told him. I didn't want to. I liked him too much. We're apart now, after 3 years. But I still love him. I want to love him again, if we can. This water. I need a drink, a proper drink, my mouth's dry.
Beer.
Yeah? Is that what you drink?
Sometimes, yes. Wine. Beer would be good. Do you want to?
Go for a drink?
It's a place not far.
A drink? No.
Oh, my stomach, too much beer.
It's a pigsty in here.
They'll come back tomorrow and they'll eat in here again amongst this because the janitor who cleans is the worst. He does nothing. He sits and reads. He has an office and he sits and reads.
Where is he?
Gets ill whenever he feels like it.
It's a pigsty in here.
This is disgusting, so. It is a pigsty.
You alright?
I think so. I'm going to die at 60. I know I will. Feel it. Leave it at 60. I've always. Only 4 years left. 4 to go. I wonder how you'd grow up. How you'd become. Kind of person you'd be, how you'd live. To see you now, and you to be so unhappy, and I am the cause of that. I never wanted to hurt you.
You did.
You were alone. Before you met me, when you met me, you were lonely. You were a lonely child. Your parents left you to yourself. You never said it. When I held you in my arms, I could feel it. I see now, I thought you were strong. You're not. Neither am I. I did think about, I do think about.
What do you think? Do you think about me then?
Yes. Yes, I do. It's all I have.
In that room?
Yes. Touching you, holding you.
Fucking me?
Yes, fucking you.
Do you masturbate? Do you come?
Yes. No.
No, I want you to!
No, I can't.
Why not? Am I too old? Peter?
I'm sorry, I can't. It's all right.
Is that her?
Peter!
It's at the end of the building. We can...
What?
We have to get out.
Peter, you're here.
Hello, what are you doing?
We're looking for you. Where have you been?
I'm here. I was changing. I'm busy.
What are you doing?
Look at the mess in here.
I'll help you.
No, don't,
You eat
darling,
too
don't.
much.
Drop it. Go and find your mum. Tell her I'm coming. So I'll see you both at the entrance. I'll meet you both at the entrance. Wait there for me. Go.
Come with me.
I can't.
Why?
I can't yet. I will. 5 minutes. I have to lock all the doors.
Why can't I wait here with you?
You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't even be in here. It's not allowed. You have to go.
Who's she? Peter, why is she there? Why is she hiding?
She's not there.
I'm not hiding.
Peter, who is she?
Friends.
Does she work here?
No.
We were just talking.
You've interrupted us.
Are you coming with us?
No.
Darling.
I want to wait here with you.
You can't, darling.
You should go.
You should. You have to go and find Mum.
Go. Please go, you have to. She's not yours?
No, another man. You're not mad. I have to tell you everything.
Oh, Christ.
Don't.
God.
What are you thinking? Don't. No. I could never. I would never do it. I look after her. I take care of her. I would never do it. Believe me. You have to believe me. Never.
Just me?
It's just you. There's nothing I can say.
No, you can't. You can't go back to them. No,
They
you
need
can't.
me.
No,
Let me go.
no, no,
Shut up.
no. Let me come with you.
Get the fuck off me!